stop drinking water the way you've been drinking it. If you're over 60 and you wake up 2, 3, even 4 times every single night to use the bathroom, that glass of water on your nightstand is not helping you. It's the reason you're exhausted. It's the reason your mornings feel like wading through fog. And it's the reason your sleep has slowly, quietly fallen apart over the last 10 years. You've been told your whole life to stay hydrated. Drink 8 glasses a day. Keep water by the bed. Sip when you're thirsty. That advice is not wrong, but it was written for a 30-year-old body. And your body, after 60, processes water in a completely different way. Nobody told you that. Nobody sat you down and explained that the timing of every sip you take after 3 in the afternoon is rewriting your night. But here's what nobody tells you. There is a specific schedule, a specific volume, and a specific temperature that can cut your nighttime bathroom trips in half within 7 nights. No medication, no prostate surgery, no expensive supplement. Just the water you already drink moved to the right hours of the day. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know the exact minute to take your last sip, the exact amount, and the one warm drink at 5 p.m. that pulls fluid out of your legs before it ever reaches your bladder at 2 in the morning. That last one, the 5th and final method on this list, fewer than 3% of seniors have ever heard of. And it changed everything for one of the patients you'll meet today. So stay with me. Now, before we go further, a quick word about who's talking to you. The voice you're listening to comes from 15 years inside the world of senior urology and cardiovascular health. 15 years of watching men and women just like you walk into clinics, sit down, and whisper the same sentence. Doctor, I just want to sleep through one night. 15 years of patient charts, of late-night calls, of family members crying in waiting rooms because their father fell on the way to the bathroom at 4 a.m. and broke his hip. But here's the part that matters. This isn't just clinical knowledge. This was personal. The same problem in the same body. 4 trips a night, sometimes 5, a fasting glucose creeping toward 124, prediabetes whispering at the door, and the realization that all the advice given to patients for years had been incomplete. Not wrong, incomplete. The water was fine. The timing was killing the sleep. And once that one variable changed, the nights changed. Within 2 weeks, without a single pill. That's why this matters. Because the person speaking to you has been on both sides of this. The white coat and the dark bedroom at 3 in the morning. So when you hear what's coming next, understand this is not theory. This is what worked. Now let's get to the reframe. Because if you only take one idea from this entire video, take this one. You think the problem is your bladder. You think it's your prostate if you're a man. You think it's your kidneys working too hard or your hormones or just getting older. You've been told for years that nighttime urination, what doctors call nocturia, is simply a fact of aging. Drink less water. Take a pill. Wear a pad. Accept it. That advice is wrong. The real issue, after 60, is not how much water you drink. It's not even your bladder. The real issue is when your body processes the water and where the water is sitting in your body when you lie down. Your bladder is the messenger. Your circulation is the message. Here's what happens. During the day, gravity pulls fluid down into your legs and ankles. After 60, your veins are less elastic. Your heart pumps with less force. Your lymphatic system moves slower. So fluid pools in your lower legs all afternoon. You may not even see swelling, but it's there. 2 cups, sometimes 3 of extra fluid sitting in your calves and feet by 6 p.m. Then you lie down. Gravity reverses. Within 90 minutes, every drop of that pooled fluid rushes back into your bloodstream. Your kidneys see the surge and panic. They dump it into your bladder at 1 a.m., at 3 a.m., at 4:30 a.m. Not because your bladder is broken, because your kidneys are doing exactly what they were designed to do on a schedule your daytime habits set up 12 hours earlier. That's the reframe. It's not your bladder, it's the fluid in your legs. And once you understand that, every solution that follows makes sense. You haven't been failing. You've been treating the wrong organ. It's like putting tape over a smoke detector while the basement is on fire. The alarm stops. The fire doesn't. Now, why does this matter so much? Why is this worth 20 minutes of your time tonight? Because the cost of getting this wrong is not just a tired morning. It is so much more than that. Listen carefully. Falls are the #1 cause of injury death in adults over 65. And the most common time for a senior to fall is during a nighttime bathroom trip. Dark hallway. Stiff legs. Half asleep. One slip. Studies of hip fractures show that nearly 1 in 5 seniors who break a hip do not survive the following year. Not because the bone doesn't heal, because the cascade that follows, the immobility, the pneumonia, the muscle loss, takes everything. It gets worse. Chronic poor sleep, the kind caused by 2, 3, 4 awakenings a night, is now linked to faster cognitive decline. Higher blood pressure, higher stroke risk, a weakened immune system. Your body repairs itself in deep sleep. If you never reach deep sleep, the repair never happens. Day after day, Year after year, the damage compounds. And there's the quieter cost. The cost nobody puts numbers on. The cost of not traveling because you're afraid of unfamiliar bathrooms. The cost of not visiting the grandchildren overnight because you're embarrassed. The cost of feeling like a stranger in your own body. That cost is real too. But here's the good news. And this is the part to hold on to. Almost every one of these nighttime trips is preventable. Not with surgery, not with a prescription, with timing, with 5 small changes to how and when you drink water. That's it. The body is forgiving. It responds within days, sometimes within a single night. So here's what's coming. 5 precise water strategies, ranked from least powerful to the one that fewer than 3% of seniors have ever heard of. The 5th one is the one to wait for. It involves a warm drink taken at a specific hour that does something almost magical to the fluid in your legs. The patient story attached to it is one of the most moving in 15 years of practice. Before we get to number 1, a small ask. If you're over 60, type your age in the comments and the number of times you wake up each night. Just the 2 numbers. That's it. It helps to see who's watching, and it helps you because writing it down is the first step to changing it. Now let's begin. The first water strategy is the front-loading rule. Most seniors drink very little water in the morning and then try to catch up after dinner. That pattern is the single biggest cause of nighttime urination after 60. Reverse it. Drink the majority of your daily water before 2 p.m. Here's the mechanism. Your kidneys have a circadian rhythm just like your sleep does. In the morning and early afternoon, they filter aggressively. In the evening, they slow down. A glass of water at 8 a.m. is processed and largely cleared from your system within 4 to 6 hours. The same glass of water at 8 p.m. sits in your bladder almost untouched until you lie down. Same water, completely different journey. Think of your kidneys like a water treatment plant with a day shift and a night shift. The day shift is fully staffed. Fast, efficient, gets everything done. The night shift is skeleton crew. Slow, behind schedule, and every drop you send them backs up the line. You don't want to be sending deliveries to a skeleton crew. Research published on aging kidney function has shown that seniors who consume 70% of their daily fluid before mid-afternoon report up to a 44% reduction in nighttime bathroom trips within 2 weeks. 44%. From a change that costs nothing. Take Walter, 68, a retired baseball coach from Knoxville. Walter came in convinced his prostate was the problem. He'd been waking 4 times a night for nearly 6 years. He had tried 2 different medications. Neither worked. When the front-loading rule was explained to him, he was skeptical. He said, "I drink the same water either way. What difference could the clock make?" He agreed to 2 weeks. By night 5, he was down to 2 trips. By night 10, 1. By the end of the second week, he slept from 10:30 p.m. to 5:45 a.m. without getting up once. The first uninterrupted night in 6 years. He didn't say much when he came back, just sat down and cried for a minute, then said, "I forgot what morning felt like. Here's exactly how to do it. Aim for 60 to 70% of your daily fluid intake before 2 p.m. If you drink 8 cups a day, that's about 5 cups before lunch is fully digested. Start with a full 12-ounce glass of room temperature water within 10 minutes of waking. Another 12 ounces with breakfast. Another 12 ounces between breakfast and lunch. By 2 p.m., you should be mostly done. From then on, sip only as needed. That's the foundation. But the next strategy is what makes the foundation actually hold. Because front-loading alone helps, but combined with what's coming next, it transforms. The second strategy is the hard cutoff. Set it at 3 hours before bed and treat it like a rule of physics. Here's the mechanism. From the moment you drink a glass of water, your body needs roughly 60 to 90 minutes to filter it through the kidneys and into the bladder. After 60, that window stretches, sometimes to 2 hours, sometimes more. If your bedtime is 10 p.m. and you drink a glass of water at 9, that water is arriving at your bladder somewhere between 10:30 and midnight, right when you're trying to settle into deep sleep. Picture it like mail delivery. You can't unsend a letter. Once you swallow water, it's on its way. The only control you have is the time you drop it in the box. Stop drinking 3 hours before bed, and the last delivery arrives before you put your head down. A clinical observation of Nocturia patients found that a strict 3-hour fluid cutoff reduced average overnight voids by 53% in adults over 65. Not a small effect. A cutting-in-half effect. From one rule, Dorothy, 71, a retired school teacher from Phoenix, had been waking 3 times a night for over a decade. She kept a tall glass of ice water on her nightstand for safety. Every time she woke, she took a long sip. She thought she was being responsible. She was actually keeping the cycle alive. The ice water at 2 a.m. was guaranteeing the trip at 4 a.m. When she removed the glass entirely and set a strict 8 p.m. cutoff for an 11 p.m. bedtime, her nights changed within 4 days. Down to 1 trip. Some nights, zero. She said the strangest part was waking up thirsty in the morning and realizing thirsty in the morning is what humans are supposed to feel. Here's exactly how to do it. Decide your bedtime. Subtract 3 hours. That is your fluid cutoff. After that time, no water, no tea, no juice, no soup, no watermelon, no soda. If your mouth feels dry in the last hour before bed, rinse with a small sip and spit it out, or suck on a single ice chip. That's enough to handle the dryness without sending water on a delivery route to your bladder. Some viewers right now are thinking, but what if I'm thirsty? That's the next strategy. Because there's a reason you feel thirsty at night, and the answer is not more water. The third strategy is the salt and mineral check. Because much of what feels like nighttime thirst is not actually a need for more water. It's a need for the right electrolytes earlier in the day. Here's the mechanism. Water without minerals passes through your system quickly. It's filtered, dumped, gone. Water with the right balance of sodium, potassium, and magnesium is held in the cells where it belongs. Properly mineralized water hydrates your tissues. Plain water, in large amounts, just travels through them. Think of your cells like sponges. A dry sponge under a running tap doesn't soak up the water, it just lets it run off. Add a little salt and the structure of the sponge changes. Suddenly it holds. Your cells work the same way. They need a small amount of minerals to actually keep the water you drink. A nutritional study on hydration in older adults found that participants who added a small pinch of unrefined sea salt and a slice of lemon to their morning water reported a 12% improvement in daytime energy and a noticeable reduction in nighttime thirst within 10 days. Small change, real effect. Raymond, 74, a retired engineer from Tucson, had been waking up parched every single night for years. He was convinced he was dehydrated. He kept drinking more water in the evening to fix it. The more he drank, the more he urinated, the more dehydrated he felt the next day. A spiral. When he switched to mineralized morning water, with a pinch of sea salt and a squeeze of lemon at 7 a.m. In the night, thirst disappeared inside a week. He told his daughter on the phone, "I think I just needed the right water at the right time. Not more of the wrong water at the wrong time." Here's exactly how to do it. To your first glass of water in the morning, add a small pinch, about 1/16 of a teaspoon, of unrefined sea salt or pink Himalayan salt. Add a squeeze of fresh lemon. Drink slowly over 10 minutes. Do this once a day in the morning. Do not add salt to evening water. The goal is to hold the water in your cells during the day, not pull more of it into your bladder at night. That handles thirst. But there's another reason fluid pools in your legs during the day, and the fourth strategy targets it directly. This is where things start to get powerful. The fourth strategy is the afternoon leg drain, a simple movement and elevation routine done between 4 and 6 p.m. that pulls fluid out of your legs hours before bedtime, so it never surges back into your bloodstream at 2 in the morning. Here's the mechanism. Remember the reframe. The fluid that floods your bladder at night is fluid that was sitting in your legs all afternoon. If you can drain that fluid back into circulation before dinner, your kidneys process it during their day shift instead of their night shift. The water goes out at 6 p.m. instead of 2 a.m. Same fluid, different exit time. Picture your legs as two large reservoirs that fill up slowly during the day. By 5 p.m., they're nearly full. You have a choice. You can either ignore them and let them empty into your bedroom in the middle of the night, or you can open the drain in the late afternoon and let them empty into your bathroom while you're still awake. A cardiovascular study on leg elevation in older adults found that 30 minutes of legs elevated positioning between 4 and 6 p.m. reduced nighttime urine production by approximately 38%. Half an hour, done in your own living room, with no equipment. Margaret, 75, from Phoenix, was waking 3 times a night, every night, for years. She had mild swelling in her ankles that she'd stopped noticing. When she added the afternoon leg drain to her routine, lying on her couch with 2 pillows under her calves from 5 to 5:30 p.m., while she watched the evening news, the change was visible by day 3. Her ankles were thinner, her shoes fit better, and she was down to 1 bathroom trip a night within 2 weeks. She said the strangest sensation was lying there, feeling her legs almost tingle as the fluid started to move. She could feel it leaving. She knew in her body that something was changing. Here's exactly how to do it. Between 4 and 6 p.m., you lie flat on your back on a bed or couch. Place 2 firm pillows under your calves so your feet are higher than your heart, about 6 to 12 inches above. Stay there for 20 to 30 minutes. While you're lying there, slowly point and flex your feet. 20 repetitions, then small ankle circles, 10 in each direction. This activates the calf muscle pump and accelerates the drain. Do this every single day. Within a week, you will feel the difference. Within 2 weeks, your nights will start to change. Pause for one moment. If what you're hearing so far is making sense, if any of this is sounding like your life, hit the like button right now. Because what's coming next is the one that almost wasn't included. The one fewer than 3% of seniors know about. and it changes everything. Here it is, the fifth and final strategy. The warm magnesium glycinate drink at 5 p.m. This is the most powerful tool on the list. It works on 3 systems at once. It pulls fluid out of your legs, it calms the nervous system that triggers nighttime kidney activity, and it relaxes the smooth muscle of the bladder so it can hold more without signaling urgency. One simple drink, 3 mechanisms, done at the right hour. Here's the mechanism. Magnesium glycinate is a form of magnesium bound to glycine, an amino acid. Magnesium relaxes smooth muscle, including the muscle of the bladder wall. Glycine is a calming neurotransmitter that helps the nervous system shift out of stress mode and into rest mode. Stress hormones, particularly cortisol and vasopressin, regulate how much urine your kidneys produce overnight. When those hormones stay elevated into the evening, your kidneys overproduce. When they drop on schedule, your kidneys quiet down. Magnesium glycinate, taken warm, helps that drop happen on time. Imagine your nervous system has a volume dial. All day, the dial has been turned up. Phone calls, errands, news, worries about money, worries about family. By evening, the dial should be turning down. For many seniors, it doesn't. It stays loud, and as long as it's loud, your kidneys keep producing urine into the night. The warm magnesium glycinate drink, taken at 5 p.m. Ian is a hand on that dial, slowly turning it down so your body is ready to rest by 10. A small clinical observation on magnesium supplementation in older adults reported a 61% improvement in sleep continuity and a meaningful reduction in nighttime voids within 4 weeks. 61%. From one warm mug, once a day. This is where Helen comes in. Helen, 74, from a small town in Oregon. Helen had been waking up 4 to 5 times a night for nearly 15 years. She had tried medications, prostate-style supplements even though she didn't have a prostate, bladder training, pelvic floor exercises, herbal teas, everything. Nothing worked for more than a few weeks. When the warm magnesium drink at 5 p.m. was added on top of the front loading, the cutoff, the minerals, and the leg drain, the change was almost unbelievable. Night 1, 3 trips. Night 3, 2 trips. Night 7, 1 trip. Night 10, 0. A full 8 hours of sleep unbroken for the first time in 15 years. Her daughter called the office, crying, said, "She told me this morning she feels like a person again. She said she'd forgotten she was a person." 15 years of broken nights, undone in 10 days by water, salt, leg elevation, a cutoff, and a warm mug at 5 p.m. Here's exactly how to do it. At 5 p.m., heat 8 ounces of water until warm, not boiling. Stir in 200 milligrams of magnesium glycinate powder, available in any pharmacy or health store. Add a small squeeze of lemon or a half teaspoon of honey if you like. Sip it slowly over 10 minutes while sitting down. Do this every single day at the same time. Combined with the other 4 strategies, this is the one that closes the loop. Now take a breath, because you might be wondering something. If this is so simple, why hasn't anybody told me this before? Why has my doctor never mentioned the timing of water, or the leg drain, or the warm drink? Why have I spent 10, 15, 20 years getting up 4 times a night when the fix was this close? The honest answer is uncomfortable. Modern medical appointments are short. A typical visit with a senior patient is 15 minutes, sometimes less. There is no time inside 15 minutes to explain circadian kidney function, fluid redistribution, electrolyte balance, and an afternoon routine. There is time to write a prescription. There is time to refer you to a specialist. There is not time to teach. This isn't the fault of any individual doctor. Most doctors care deeply. They are trapped inside a system that rewards prescriptions and procedures and punishes long, slow, educational conversations. Lifestyle medicine doesn't bill well. A pill bills well. A surgery bills very well. A 20-minute conversation about when to drink water does not bill at all, so the conversation never happens. And you walk out of the office with a prescription for something that treats the symptom, not the cause. That's why videos like this exist. Not to replace your doctor. To give you the conversation you never got to have inside that 15-minute appointment. To hand you the information that fits in a textbook but not in a billing code. Now let's bring it all together. 5 strategies. Front load your water before 2 p.m. Hard cutoff 3 hours before bed. Add a pinch of mineral salt and lemon to your morning water. Do the afternoon leg drain between 4 and 6 p.m. And the warm magnesium glycinate drink at 5 p.m. That's the whole system. Not a pill, not a surgery, not a $1,000 device. A schedule, a pillow, a pinch of salt, a warm mug. That is the path back to a full night of sleep. And here is what to hold on to more than anything else. You are not broken. Your body is not failing you. You have been driving a different car with the old manual. The car still works. The manual just needed updating after 60. That's all this is. A new manual for the same good body you've been living in your whole life. So here's the challenge. For the next 14 nights, do all 5. Not 3 of them. not 4. All 5 every day for 14 nights. Front load. Cut off. Mineral water. Leg drain. Warm drink at 5. Then come back to this video, leave a comment, and tell what changed. How many times you used to wake up? How many times you wake up now? Just those 2 numbers. Because someone else, somewhere, scrolling past this video tonight, is going to read that comment and decide to try it too. And their sleep, their mornings, their independence might come back because of 2 numbers typed by a stranger. If you know someone over 60 who is exhausted, who is afraid of falling on the way to the bathroom, who has stopped traveling, who has stopped sleeping at the grandchildren's house, share this video with them. Don't explain it. Just send it. Let them hear it for themselves. You deserve mornings that feel like mornings. You deserve to wake up rested. You deserve to play with your grandchildren without that fog behind your eyes. You deserve a full night in your own bed, in your own body, the way it was meant to be. Take care of your body. It's the only home you have.